The rain had always been a constant in my life. Moving to the village felt like a new start. But the rain never left. It was always there, soothing, relentless, and familiar. Until one day, it wasn't. I had moved to the village 6 months ago, leaving behind the chaotic sprawl of Bergen. 67 minutes, that's how far away I'd gone to find peace. The village, unnamed on most maps, was small and unassuming, tucked into the forested hills with narrow cobblestone streets that glistened perpetually in the rain. The rain was everything here. It polished the stone cottages, turned the forest to a deep, vibrant green, and masked the silence of isolation with its gentle patter. The villagers were polite but distant, offering little more than nods and vague smiles. When I passed them on the single winding road that led to the general store, "The rain keeps us safe," the shopkeeper had said one day when I commented on the never-ending downpour. I had laughed it off, assuming it was an odd local saying, but his face grim and unsmiling lingered in my mind long after. It happened on a Thursday, sometime in the early afternoon. I was standing by the window, staring out at the sodden streets and the dense forest beyond. A mug of tea warmed my hands as I let my mind drift. Then, without warning, the rain stopped. It wasn't gradual, like a passing storm. It stopped mid-fall, as though someone had flipped a switch. The silence hit me like a physical weight. No patter of drops, no wind through the trees, no distant murmurs of life. Just nothing. At first I thought it was a momentary reprieve, some quirk of the weather. But as the minutes stretched on, unease crept in. The air felt heavy, stagnant, and wrong. The forest, so vibrant and alive under the rain, seemed to wither in its absence. The next morning, I went to the general store. The bell above the door jingled weakly as I stepped inside, but the shopkeeper wasn't there. The shelves were half-stocked, a bag of flour ripped open on the counter. I called out, but only my voice answered, echoing faintly in the stillness. Outside, the streets were empty. Doors that had once been slightly ajar were now shut tight. Windows were darkened, curtains drawn. The village felt abandoned, as if the rain had taken its inhabitants with it. I walked to my closest neighbor's house, knocking hesitantly. The door creaked open under my touch, revealing a half-eaten meal on the table and a chair tipped onto its side. There was no sign of her. No footprints in the mud, no hastily packed bags. Just gone. I returned home, heart pounding, and locked every door and window. My mind raced, trying to make sense of what I'd seen. I picked up the shopkeeper's words, rolling them over in my head like a puzzle I couldn't solve. The rain keeps us safe. Safe from what? I stayed awake that night, every creak of the house sending jolts through my body. The forest outside seemed closer somehow, its darkness pressing against the windows. The absence of rain was suffocating, a void where comfort had once been. The rain didn't return the next day, or the day after that. By the third evening, I decided I couldn't stay. Whatever was happening, I didn't want to be here when it unfolded. As I packed my bag, a sound froze me in place. A faint tap on the window. I turned slowly, every muscle tense. The window was empty, the forest beyond still and silent. But the sound came again, this time from the door. A rhythmic, deliberate knock that sent chills racing down my spine. Gathering my courage, I approached the door and peered through the peephole. Nothing. Just the empty street, bathed in the eerie glow of the lampposts. The knock came again, louder this time. And then, a voice. "It's time." I didn't wait to see who or what it was. I grabbed my bag and bolted out the back door, running toward the forest. The trees loomed above me, their branches like skeletal hands clawing at the sky. The silence pressed in, broken only by my ragged breaths As I reached the forest's edge, the rain began again. But it wasn't the soothing patter I remembered. It was harsh, pounding, almost angry. And in its relentless rhythm, I heard something else. Whispers, low and guttural, weaving through the downpour. I didn't look back. I made it to the city by morning, drenched and trembling. The rain had followed me all the way, unyielding in its pursuit. And as I stepped into my new apartment, seeking solace in its dry walls, I saw them. Wet footprints leading to my door. The rain had stopped again.